Pranam.
Sandeep.
How are you?
I am fine, sir. Uh, yeah. Sir, actually, uh, sometimes I feel, I just want to tell you, me, I went to doctor also. Doctor told me that I am into some depression. Then I need to take medicine for that. And although I take medicine for some time, five days or something, then I left it. I felt better. Then again sometimes something happens, a lot of lethargy, and some thoughts comes in, sir, different thoughts. From no, I don't know from where all these thoughts comes, and and I start. Sometimes I feel I am just talking with myself only, and then why I am thinking so? Why I am thinking so negative? Then this thinking creates some kind of anxiety within me, uh, and and these days, sir, I feel lot of lethargy, sometimes headache, and everything, And so I want, just sometimes I feel I have lost my power to do something, to think something, to do. Sometimes I do it, I try to do something on my own, then suddenly, no, there is no use of it. How can I do it? I have to suffer for it. So this type of things comes into my mind immediately, and I cannot continue it with it. In starting, it 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 sounds very good for me. I am just sharing my truth with you. Please bear with me. And there suddenly there some thoughts come. No, what I should do, what I do, how can I do it? It is difficult. Because all these things comes in my mind, and then I just leave it. And again, there sometimes, no, I should do something about it. So all this happens, and as per my history is concerned, I was a very soft child and shy child in my childhood. I was the average student in studies, and after that there was some problem in my family from the very beginning, and I'm just sharing you everything. uh, being a very spiritual person, I'm sharing all these things to you. Being a very spiritual person, I think you can understand me. All these things happened, and I got spiritually inclined. I used to do yoga and everything in my youth. When I was 20 22 years old, I used to do yoga and everything. Then I used to do meditation by myself. I was chanting Om Om in night itself. It was very blissful experience for me. I was very energetic and everything. Slowly, uh, whatever happening outside, so it doesn't, it is not going to attract me. I just become some kind of withdrawn kind of person. And after some time, and then sir, I
Uh,
incidentally, I
Sandeep, one second.
yeah.
Can you remove that earphone and talk directly to the computer?
Sir,
Is that a problem?
it won't be possible, I think, because my computer is not very much, up to date of the technology. So without earphone, I think it will be difficult. You will not be able to hear me properly, I think.
You can try for a minute. If it doesn't work
Okay,
out, you can give it. Yeah.
okay. And and I am just telling you, sir. Now, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Can hear you.
But and sir, then what happens? I just used to do. And but yes, sir, my interest was uh, for I just matlab I got some pleasure. I got my pleasure because family life was not good in my childhood. I got some pleasure with I am just sharing everything. Then I got pleasure with some pornography and everything. I was just it is giving me pleasure. Then and after that, sir, what happened? I was just not. I was just doing my studies. I sir, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Clear.
There is some.
Okay. And then I was not matlab, was no I was not able to do very much into physical world, you know. I was just having the I was eating it, and I was very loving person, emotional person. I was trying to help everybody, but I never thought that I just want to become this person in my life. I didn't uh, try to set my goal outside. Even once I was just doing meditation, I just prayed to goddess. I just prayed to goddess. Goddess, you just keep myself with you, and I just don't want to be within this physical world. I prayed to goddess at that time, and slowly I passed my MSc. Then sir I got my job also, and and sir, what used to happen with me whenever sir, in some seminar or in group, if somebody tell me you just speak out whatever you think about this subject, I just go blank. I just go blank. I don't know what happened. I am not able to speak. So then I, then I thought it was just going on.
வேணும்னு தான் போட்டிருக்கோம்.
It, it was just
Okay.
going on, sir. And after that, sir, I got married also, and I got married, and then suddenly what happened? I found out there is something wrong with my wife, and she herself told me he had something old thing with her, and she tried to tell me something indirectly. She was not happy here at my home, and already my home atmosphere was not very peaceful because there was always some quarrel between my not harmony between my father and mother. I got four sisters and so many things. Always they try to do do it, do you do this thing, you do this thing, and I was just doing it for the sake of my family. And suddenly, and I got my son also in the year 2008, and after that things got worse, and my wife was also working, and suddenly what happened, uh, I used to do everything. My parents were saying something different, my mother was behaving different, she was behaving different, my wife was behaving different. I was taking care of in night my son also. In morning I was going to the job, and job was not easy. I then there this all this created lot of problem. Then finally, and she was not telling me, she was not discussing me what her problem is, how we can sort it out. But she said without telling me, she just going to her parents. What is happening? I don't know what is happening. Then suddenly, sir, I left my job, and I think it was a not right decision. I left my job, and in the year 2009, and then again so all these problems started worse, getting worse and worse. And I went there. I just sometimes I went there. I don't know, sir. I am not able to decide whether I myself want to continue with this relationship or I just want to leave it. I was totally confused, sir. And then what happened, sir? And my wife is also not telling me what she wants. It is now 8, 9 years, and things are just like that only. And sir, I went to various astrologers and various gurus and everything. What is my problem? Sometimes they try to uh, make me understand this way. Some other people say other way, and then I remain confused to what I should do. But I never got. Uh, she did lot of blunder with me, but I always think she is also human being. Okay, I will compromise with her if something happens. But they then said nobody in their family is trying to contact us, and I always going there. Sometimes I see my son, and I feel love for him. Then I come back, and again some gaps comes in. Again I went there. She puts lot of conditions before me, but all conditions are great. All conditions, but I am not getting
Just a
the
minute.
strength or I am not getting the support. Okay,
Just
I can go
just a minute.
there and I myself
Sandeep,
uh, I
Sandeep,
myself can file a suit in the court if things are not happening. I have to
Sandeep, can you
all
hear
these
me?
things
Sandeep,
immediately.
Sandeep, wait. I want to respond to you.
Hello.
Sandeep, your story is very long. You'll be very crisis short. In short form, then only some conversation is possible. You are
Oh,
you are giving a lot of lecture. It is unable to follow what actually you are telling. So you you shortcut.
oh, oh,
You summarize your story,
oh,
and there will be some conversation is possible. So you
okay,
make the thing as a conversation, not as a lecture. So you
okay,
make it as actually what is the problem in short just like a single page. If it written in a single page, such kind of thing you have to tell. So what is the actual problem you want to? What sort of problem you are having, and what sort of remedy you are expecting?
yeah,
That
yeah, sir.
is, in a nutshell, you have to tell.
Yeah, sir. Sir, I want to be a confident man. Actually, I want to be a confident man, and and sometimes I I fear a lot. If I am going there, what will happen to me in the future, and all these things. All sometimes all these things come from the society. Whenever I talk to people, what will happen to you? If you're
Have you received my book? I have sent a book, sent two books to you. Have you received my
okay,
book?
no, no,
Who received
no,
the
no,
book?
no, sir, no,
Not
sir. Till
received.
date, no, 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 sir,
Not yet received.
no, no, sir.
After
Maybe
receiving the book, and
maybe a
you
day
have
in a
to
day or two.
read the book again and again. Then only you can have an idea. So simple talk will not help you. So you have to read some content of the book. Then only you can have a basement. Then only you can build a house. So that is why I'm sending the book. After reading the book alone, you have to talk. So otherwise,
Okay,
talk and discussion will not happen.
okay. I just have
So
one
you
thing
have
more.
some idea.
Yeah, I read online this book once, Smash Your Sorrow, and
Masters of that book I have
yeah,
sent. Some written,
yeah,
some hard copy I
yeah,
have sent to you.
yeah. I read it online. I read it online from the website, and sir, everybody is saying you should change your thought. If you want to succeed your life, you have to change your thought. But if some thoughts are coming, if thoughts are coming, I am just experiencing it, and after some time it goes also. I have experienced it, it goes also. Some and different thoughts comes as per the conditions.
So,
But
do you have you understood what is the difference between thought and thinking? By reading the book, have you understood what is thought and what is thinking?
yeah, thoughts
What is
comes
the difference
automatically.
between thought and thinking? What
Yes,
is
sir.
thought? Thinking?
Thoughts comes from my own experiences, past experiences, and 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 thinking is whatever I am thinking right now. Thinking is what I am supposed to do in my next action, about my next
So
actions for the
actually,
future.
thought is unconscious, but
Yes,
thinking is conscious. So
yes,
unconsciously,
sir.
when the thought happens unconsciously, we have no control over thoughts. If you try to control over thought, that is not thought; it is thinking. So thinking is conscious. So there may be many problems, but all the problems comes in the form of thought. We don't mind the thought. If you don't mind the thought comes and goes on its own. As it comes on its own, it will go away on its own. So you need not worry about the thought. You need not have any concern over the thought. What is necessary is that you have to be careful in thinking. So thinking is conscious. So in conscious thinking alone, conscious thinking alone is in our hand. So whatever is in our hand, we have to do something in the thinking. So what is a necessary thing? Thinking can stay. Unnecessary thought may come. If you take some thought in your hand, it becomes into thinking. So don't take any thought unnecessarily. So if it is necessary for your action, you can adopt some thought. Otherwise, you leave the thought as it comes. So that is the main point. So that is the basic problem. What we have to understand is thought and thinking. So that is the main thing. And every time you have to, but it is only the psychological physical thing. For example, if you are going to your office, you have to use your thought, you have to use your thinking. So thinking alone will help, thought will not help. Thought may comes and goes, but thinking alone helps. So you have to use your thinking, what kind of work you have to do, what kind of work you should not do, that all you have to think. So, in the day to day life, thinking alone is essential. But at the same time, psychological matters, thinking alone is the problem. So, that means unnecessary thought may come. So, if you ride upon the thought and try to control the thought, or try to ride upon the thought and drive the thought to somewhere else, so that is the problem. So, that becomes the thinking. So, when the psychological matters, thinking is the problem. Whatever may be the thought, it will come and go naturally. You need not drive any thought away from you. So unnecessary thought may come, but in the next moment it will go on its own. We need not push it away. But the thinking is our conscious work. So psychological matter is concerned, we should not have any conscious work. Whatever happens unconsciously, let it come and go unconsciously. We don't mind that. But what is related to the external world, external situation, we have to work, we have to think, we have to plan. But in the psychological, for example, we met with some another unwanted thing, and we may have thought upon the unwanted thing. It comes and comes again and again in our thought, in our mind. We should not entertain it. That we should not try to fight with that. Let it come and go on its own. Because it comes on its own, so we need not worry about that. It comes and goes on its own. We need not find fault with our thoughts. But if you try to find fault with our thoughts, I should not think about that, I should not have the thought like that. So if you think like that, it we make the thought into thinking. So here, thinking creates problem in the psychological world. But in the physical world, thinking alone is a must. You have to think, you have to plan. So that is in this way, if you deal with yourself, all your problems will be very easy. Everything will be settled very easily.
And I got your point, sir. And
Hmm.
actually, sir, I went to various astrologers. Some says you have you have Pitra dosha in right, and you have Pitra dosha, and because of Pitra dosha, you are facing all these problems, and you have some ancestral souls are troubling you people, and all these things. And when I discuss, so this all
So
then
your
this.
wait, please wait. Your ancestral souls will never give you any problem because do you have any enmity upon your ancestors? All ancestors are willing to help you. So you need not worry about the ancestors. So, but at the same time, if you want to do some offering or anything, just like a small thing, just like a prayer, you may include just a minute. But if you do any prayers to your ancestors, don't make it as an expensive one. Let it just like thinking in good of them. That is enough. You need not do any pujas, some offerings. That is not necessary. So because everybody, your ancestors are always loves you. So they will not hate you. So you need they will not expect anything. They want only good from you. So they do not expect anything from you. Only your love alone they expect. So you give your love to them. That is enough. But at the same time, they will not make you suffer anything. So they want your good thing alone. But don't make it as a otherwise. So, but main thing is that you keep yourself psychologically free, undisturbed by anything. Naturally, whatever comes, let it come psychologically. But physically, you have to plan. You have to set right everything. You have to do the right thing. That you have to do. You have to plan. You have to think right, do right. Everything in the external world. So all your thing, all your work is available only to the external world alone. But in the psychological world, you have no right to interfere. Whatever comes, a good thought, bad thought, whatever comes, let it come. Because you have not created it. It comes naturally, unconsciously. So are you responsible for unconscious thought? So you are not responsible for your unconscious thought, unconscious happening. So whatever comes in the psychological world, so take it as an unconscious thing. It is a natural thing. It is created by God Himself. So don't bother about your unconscious happening of your thought. So what do you think? So our external world alone is available to you. The psychological world is not ourselves. It is unconscious. It is given by our God Himself. So don't bother about your unconscious state. Unconscious will be separate on its own. You need not separate anything. If you try to separate your psychological world, then we have to struggle with yourself. Unnecessary struggle with yourself. So don't struggle with yourself within in the psychological world. Psychological will let the psychological world function on its own. You have no function, you have no work in the psychological world. Our work is only in the physical world, in the physical situation. You have to think what you have to do in the physical world, in the physical situation, and execute your plan, execute your conclusion, everything only in the external world. Psychologically, you have to, but even though you do not do anything psychologically, thought will come on its own. Don't find fault with your thoughts. The thought may think unnecessary thing, but don't find fault with. It is natural. You take it as a natural thing. You give total freedom to the functioning of your psychological structure. Don't struggle to control your psychological structure. You give as much freedom as possible to the psychological world. It must be spontaneous and natural, that we should not interfere with the spontaneous action. But our conscious action is related only to the external world and to the physical world. Where you have to plan, where you have to think, you have to execute your plan, execute your ideas. We execute external world alone is our world. Psychological world is not our world. It is a natural world. So you have no work there. If you find any work in this psychological world, then all confusion will be there, all problem will be there. So you have to keep the psychological world free. So that is the main thing. So I have sent the book to you sometimes early, and as it is a longer place, it may take some time. But whenever you receive the book, you read the. I have sent two books. Don't Delay Enlightenment and the Smash Your Sorrows. I have sent two books to you, and you read the books repeatedly. And after repeated reading of the books, then only the discussion will be somewhat helpful.
yes,
So before that, at least you have to read the two books at least three times, and with knowing you have to without any confusion, without any doubt, you have to read the book three times, and then afterwards we can have arrange another program like this, and we can continue.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. And one more thing, sir. Sometimes what happens, some suddenly some abusive words also comes in my mind. So then I think, why all these abusing words are coming in my mind? Then I feel, oh, something wrong happened to you. Then I bother about it, and then thinking about it, then this creates problem. I got your point, sir. I have to leave them as it is, and yes,
So whatever has happened already, you have to forget it. Whatever happened, you close it. That don't mind, don't take it into a thought. Whatever happened, it is finished. It is already past. Let the past be the past. And what you have to do now, that is the important thing. You have to do, you have to think right, you have to think appropriate, and you have to do the right thing. So what you have to do, that alone you have to consider. What you have finished, the finished alone must be finished. Let the past be the past, don't mind that. But what you have to do next, presently and in future, that you have to take into action in the physical world, in the living world. You have to think what you have to do. So that you have to consider. Past, let it the past be the past. Don't mind, don't find fault. You may be wrong, the other person may be wrong, but at the same time, what you have to do next, what you have to do now, that is the important thing. And there you have to be honest, you have to be generous, that you have to be sincere, that you have to do something. But in the present world alone, we have to be sincere, we have to be honest, we have to be good one. Uh, that you have to, in the way, you have to think to the possible extent, you have to plan and you have to execute.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am going to read the books, and after that, I will discuss. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And
So
you read the book two, three times, and afterwards, and we may again have a discussion like this.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Pranam, sir. Pranam.